What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do two looks with the new SUGARPILL Capsule Collection Volume 2. This is the orange edition. This is an Ulta exclusive that just came out, and I was excited to see this one because when we used the first SUGARPILL Capsule Collection palette, that was not that long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago this came out. What I said initially is that I liked the formula and I liked the concept, you know, the layout's really cool and all that shit, but the color story was just kind of like, for me. This color story, on the other hand, wow, right up my alley. We love it. So I'm gonna do two looks with it today. I'm trying to keep things as upbeat here as possible because I know right now with everything that's going on in the world, we all have a lot on our minds. So let's just take some time to just like chill out and talk about makeup and be like super goofballs and just maybe cleanse the mental palette. Yeah, because like, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a lot for me and I'm sure it's been a lot for you too. Also, I feel like what better time than now to wear whatever makeup you want, because there's literally no reason not to, because 99% of us are working from home now. I have actual hunks of colorful tattoo skin falling off of my arm and my hair will absolutely not cooperate because it's like rainy and weird out. And so the makeup is gonna be what makes us feel together and zen today in so many ways. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video because it's very helpful to me and I really appreciate it. And also, if you are new around here, subscribe because I would love to have you around for more videos. If my videos could be like that one little positive moment in the day for you, that like literally makes my entire life. So if you want to subscribe and do that more, I would be honored to have you around for that. I just realized I'm filming this on St. Patrick's Day and we utilized green, so your girl's not getting pinched, and that's a good thing. Anyway, there's a lot of makeup to do, so let's just jump into look number one with the SUGARPILL Capsule Collection Volume 2 Orange Edition. There's a lot of words in that, but let's just get into the tutorial. So this is what the inside of the SUGARPILL Capsule Collection Volume 2 looks like. Personally, I find this color story a lot more appealing than the color story in the first one, and I feel like I could get more like very Nicole style looks out of it, more so than I could with the first edition, which had a lot more pastels and stuff. I have recently come to enjoy pastels a lot more than I used to, but pastels alone usually don't lead to a look that I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna wear today. So to start this look, I'm gonna grab my BH number 6. I'm gonna go into the shade Karma and I'm gonna start working that through my crease. I'm gonna bring this shade up pretty high because I'm gonna put a darker shade through the crease. There's gonna be a lot of color happening. So I just want this to be like the thing that blends out up toward the brow, like almost all the way in brow height, because why not? First of all, not going anywhere anyways. And also, I always just do whatever I want. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Young Blood on a MAC 221S, and I'm going to put that more concentrated through the crease area. Ooh, there's a lot of fallout happening from my brush. Don't you get on my Misfits shirt, I'll be very upset. I'm gonna tap that off before we have a disaster. I'm going to put that through the crease, but keep it higher, you know, extending the natural crease. Same shit as always. My idea for this one is to cut the crease but kind of like elongate the lid space more than I normally would. So instead of like only cutting the middle or only cutting the inner corner, like cutting all the way across and then using that space. And although I'm extending this a little bit past the end of my eye, I am keeping it round. I'm going to go into Double Shot and I'm going to use that on a Sigma E36 to just darken up what we just did. This little brush will help us keep it more concentrated. Ooh. Those two colors look nice together. Okay, we like that. For like a hot second, I thought I wasn't filming this entire time and I almost cried. But you know what? Here we are, and I am, and everything's gonna be fine. Getting a little bit of fallout over here, but nothing too crazy, and we can fix it because I did not apply my under eye concealer yet. So now that the crease color is down, I'm gonna go ahead and do a big cut. I want a lot of space on this lid to play with some of the colors in here. I do want to mention that the color Youngblood, while it's a really pretty brick red, it is kind of a mess. Like, it's all over this palette just from using it, and it was like almost getting on my shirt and stuff. It's a very, very messy color. Like, I don't want to say dusty because it doesn't look dusty when it's applied, but like it literally dusts out of the pan quite a lot. But anyway, I'm going to grab a light concealer and a NABLA cut crease brush. I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to keep it above my natural crease I'm gonna bring that all the way out, all the way in. I'm gonna tap the edge of that out. On a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Skyrise. I'm gonna pack this shade on the outermost portions of that concealer. So starting on the outer, I'm gonna have to blend that together with the shade next to it a bit, but I'm really, really happy with like the intensity of that. That's really nice. And right here as well. On a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Insomniac. Is this shade in the other one? For some reason, Insomniac sounded so familiar for a second. I cleaned off that pencil brush and I'm gonna take Insomniac and I'm gonna pack that right next to that blue further into that concealer. I'm gonna worry about blending the shades together after. I'm just gonna get them packed down right now so I can get like the spacing correct and make sure that I like the way everything works together. All right, so far so good on that. I'm gonna grab this NABLA Lash Line Smudger brush because it has like a flat side so I can pack well with it, but it's really small. And I'm gonna go into the shade Metro. I think it's funny that they called this Metro because it's like the exact color of like a New York City Metro card. I wonder if that's what they named it for. So I'm gonna take that color and I'm gonna pack it right in the center where the gap is between those two spots we put down the green. Now that this is all done, I'm gonna go back into the original two shades, tap them back and forth on top of each other to make sure that we can blend them together. And on a clean. On a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go back into the shade Double Shot and I'm gonna use that to blend that blue into the outer edges. Again, just going back and forth between that color and the blue color. I'm gonna do that on the inner corner as well. I didn't even actually put anything down there before. It's an empty space still. What was I thinking? Okay, this time I'm pretty sure I actually wasn't filming a good chunk of this. And you know what? It's too late to cry because if I cry off this makeup, then I'm gonna cry for the rest of the whole day. We can't have that. So we're gonna just do it again on this eye. It wasn't very complicated, at least what I did. So, you know, we'll be able to catch back up again. I did put a, what you could consider a buttload of powder underneath my eyes for this because I have been getting a lot more fallout than I normally expect with Sugarpill shadows. It's not been like Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 fallout in my hair, cleavage, between my toes, like that level of fallout, but it has been enough that I need to exercise some caution because I really had to take off a lot of my foundation and redo it. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go into the shade Karma again. I'm going to drag it under my lower lashes on a LUXE 141. I'm trying really, really desperately to not make this into like a cat eye shape. Sometimes I don't even mean for it to turn into that shape and it just like subconsciously does. And I don't know why. It's like out of my control. Also, for some reason on this eye, I'm getting like creasing on the inner corner no matter what I do. So that's cute. I'm going to take that same NABLA small pencil brush and I'm going to go back into the shade Double Shot and I'm going to use that to smoke out the lower lash line and complete that shape, bringing it up to meet the top. And taking that LUXE 141 again and just blending it out. See, again, even just from like touching the blue up on the top, there's blue all over my friggin' nose again, man. It's annoying. I don't usually care that much about fallout. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal, but for some reason, certain colors are so hard to clean up, and it's just, this is one of them. So I'm gonna grab my Sugarpill ColourPop. I'm gonna grab my ColourPop pencil in the color Punch, and I'm gonna put that through my waterline, because you know what? The brighter the better today, you know? Trying to brighten up our entire life here. I don't know about where you are, but it's like gloomy and like half snowy and a little bit rainy here, and it's just not boding well for morale, I'll tell you what. Next, I'm gonna grab my LUXE 141. I'm gonna go into the shade Elevate, and I'm gonna use it to elevate this inner corner beach. I am gonna wet this shade because I want it to be very bright. I want it to invoke the concept of chiaroscuro, which is the nerdiest shit I ever said, and I'm sorry. So I'm gonna pop that on the inner corner to brighten it. It's a really intense shade. It's very pretty though. And gonna blend back over it with that brown because I don't want it to take over on the top. I just wanna make sure that it's like concentrated only into the inner corner. All right, put on House of Lashes Midnight Luxe. I felt like those went well with this look shape-wise. I also finished up my skin by using the blush that's in this palette. I like this blush color a lot better than I like the blush color in the first palette. This one's like way too pink for me. This one's more peachy. That works for me a little bit better personally. I'm a peachy blush ass bitch. A peachy blush ass bitch. I couldn't even get that out if I tried. I added some faux freckles because I felt like if I accidentally missed a little bit of fallout, maybe it would blend in with the speckling of the freckles. Is that a solid theory? I don't know, but we're going with it. As far as the lip is concerned, I want to do a lip color that I wore over this weekend pretty much by itself, just like with mostly bare skin and a pair of false lashes. And I love this lip combo. And now I love this lip combo just on its own, but I also think that it's going to pair really well with this look. So I'm going to grab the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the color Oh Sis and the NABLA Creamy Dreamy Liquid Lipstick in the color Hedonist. I love this combo together. And I also like overdrawing my lips a little bit more than normal with this one. I don't know why. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then when you do it, you could just not do that. And then everybody will be just fine. And this is the first look. For look number 2, I'm gonna level with you guys. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this look. I am feeling the weight of the things going on around me, and it's sort of sucking the creativity out of me, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from coming up with something. Usually when I feel that way, and maybe this is a good tip for you guys if you're ever feeling like you're in a little bit of a creative rut because like there's stressful stuff going on around you, I usually just like to sit down and just start doing something and see what happens. And generally speaking, I usually like push through and come out with something decent at the end, or at least something at the end. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna grab my BH number 6 again, and I'm gonna go into the shade Side Eye. And I'm going to use that to start to define our crease. Start off with a little bit more of a cool tone than we did in the first look. Also, I just want to experiment with all the different mattes that we have in here. For this look, I am going to flick the end out into a cat shape because, you know what? Whatever, man. Just going to do it. It's going to be good. It's going to look good. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. I'm going to grab my Sigma E36 and I'm going to go into double shot. Put that through the crease too. Deepen that up. Flick it out. Do all the things that we usually do to build a little bit of a fake eyelid shape for those of us who don't have shapely eyelids. It may look like I have a lot of a crease to you guys, but if you actually look at my eyes from the side, my lid is super flat. But it doesn't matter because I'll build a whole ass new eyelid. I don't care. I'm gonna grab my MAC 221 brush and I'm gonna go over the edge of that with a little bit more of the first shade, which was called Side Eye. I'm giving myself side eye for not remembering that 30 seconds later. Just to blend that out a little bit more softly. I think I want to do something a little bit more smoky and sultry, and I also want to utilize this shade here, which is called Moonshine. This is like a little bit of like a brown blue duochrome shift from what I can see in the pan. So in order to amplify that, I'm going to put down a black base. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. This is the shade Bat Temper. This came out with their Halloween collection. If you don't have this, you can just literally use any cream eyeshadow, cream eyeliner, black eyeshadow base, black liquid eyeshadow, whatever it is that you have that works, just to put down a black background for that shade to go over. Usually a black background makes them look a lot more intense and like amplifies the effect of them just a little bit. I'm gonna put that on right from the wand. I'll bring it about almost all the way up my lid and then blend it into my crease. This does not need to be perfect at all because we're going to be going over it with other colors, but the more you kind of blend it in advance, the easier your life will be better. The easier your life will be better, the easier your life will be later when you're trying to blend things into each other over it. I also got that like a little bit too low. We're not even going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that part one bit. Because all we gotta do to fix that is grab a makeup wipe and just sweep up from the lower lash line. I'm gonna grab my MAC 221 brush and go back into double shot and just use that brush to blend double shot into the end of the black where we have a little bit of a gap. I would rather blend this down onto the black than to bring the black up too high. I kind of like the way this looks just by itself. It's a totally different look than what we're going for today, but like just a black blended out into like a smoky brown. I might have to do that just like for funsies. I'm gonna grab a MAC 217 and I'm gonna go into Moonshine and we're gonna pack it over this black and just see what that brings us. Oh, it brings magic. It brings magic. Oh yeah. Ooh-hoo. And my MAC 221 again, just blend that through the crease. I powdered the shit out of myself again, just in case, and I want to do a deep, dark, sultry waterline and also use the pencil that I put through my waterline as a black base for underneath. So I'm gonna grab my ABH Darkside Gel Liner Pencil. This was just the first black pencil that I grabbed. Really doesn't matter. One does work pretty well for me though. I'm just gonna run it through my waterline and I'm gonna get like, not sloppy with it, but I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I'm gonna color outside the lines just a wee bit. I'm gonna grab my NABLA small pencil brush and go back into Double Shot. And I'm gonna use Double Shot to smoke out the lower lash line right over that black, sweeping it up into what we did on the top. I'm gonna go back into Side Eye on that same BH number 6, and I'm gonna use that to blend the edges of that. I'm gonna grab a LUXE 111 mini brush. I'm gonna go into the shade Metro and I'm gonna use this as a matte inner corner highlight. You didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, I didn't think you did. Well, you already saw the intro, so maybe you did. But if you didn't pay attention, then maybe you didn't. Packing that in there like pack-a-lacking. So blend it out gently into the surrounding shades with the NABLA small pencil brush. I put on House of Lash's iconic Luxe, finished up my skin using the blush in the palette again, and I'm ready to add a lip to this look. I'm ready to juice it up a little bit. I was thinking about going with a matte nude, but my lips are so dry right now that just sounds like a terrible idea. So to keep it real simple today, I am going to line my lips with the NABLA lip pencil in the color Rosy Magnolia. And I'm going over the top of that with the ColourPop So Juicy Gloss in Princess Cut. And this is the second look. So what's the tea on this palette in general? Honestly, it's not my favorite palette I've ever used, but there are a lot of things that I really like about it. First of all, I still think that the design of these palettes is so cute and innovative, and that alone makes them a little bit unique, which always kind of puts a smile on my face whenever I see something really like, oh, that's different in the world of makeup. I always enjoy it a little bit more. Some other things I like about it, the blush color is beautiful. If you like peachy blushes, I think you'll like this one a lot. I also found that the blush formula was really nice. I feel like it's hard to not have a good blush formula. Like you have to really fuck up a blush for it to suck, you know what I mean? But everything about it looked really nice. It had enough pigmentation to show up without being over the top, and it blended well, so A-okay in my book. For the most part, I love the shades in here. I think they're all very, very pretty individually, but I think they also work really well together as a color story, which I always appreciate. But I do think that some of these are just messier than I would prefer that they be. Young Blood is a beautiful brick red color, and I'm really into the way it looks on the skin, but it had massive amounts of fallout and massive amounts of kickback in the pan, and it's a very tiny pan too, so I would worry that I'd go through that one very, very quickly if I was to use this palette on a regular basis. I also love the shade Skyrise, but that one I found really just fell out all over my face, and because it's like a more foiled, sort of a chunky formula, when it falls out as you wipe it away, it tends to streak across your skin rather than just dusting away the way mattes or like a drier shimmer often does. And it was a little bit much to deal with, if I'm being entirely honest. Overall, I think it's a decent palette. I got looks out of it that I very much enjoyed, and I could definitely see myself reaching for a few of these shades just because I liked them that much. Specifically Moonshine, I think I could see myself using that quite a bit. And if you're somebody who likes to do colorful makeup and this color scheme appeals to you, you might find this to be a pretty good travel palette because it does include the blush, so that's like one less thing you need to put in your bag. These are all things I like to consider because I hate packing makeup. Like, I love it because I like going places, but I hate doing it because I just feel like it's a lot of pressure, you know? I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you are home and safe and healthy and dealing well with everything that's going on around us right now. I hope that we can use my channel in the coming weeks kind of as like a little outlet, a little bit of an escape. We could all talk about makeup and get our minds off of other awful shit that we're clearly dealing with on a regular basis. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it because I find it very helpful and I would really appreciate it. And also, if you're new around here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you be a part of our little crew here on this channel. If you want to keep up with me between these videos, you can head over to Instagram and follow me there. I keep my stories updated all the time and we often talk about like what we're going to do here on this channel. And honestly, we just kind of like chat and hang out over there and it's a pretty good time. Instagram stories are a great way for me to keep in contact with you guys and like talk to you one-on-one. Even if you want to just drop into my DMs and tell me about your day because you need to get it off your chest, you're more than welcome to do that. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're interested in this palette or just even let me know how you're doing right now. I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you and I will see you in the next one.